Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 1st of March 1986, and the title is A Holy Swan Intellect, Attitude, Vision, and Mouth. Today, Bapdada is seeing the gathering of all the holy swans. This is not an ordinary gathering, but a gathering of spiritual holy swans. Bapdada is looking at each holy swan to see to what extent everyone has become a holy swan. Do you know very well the specialties of a swan? First of all, a swan intellect means one who always has elevated and pure thoughts for every soul. A holy swan means one who is able to discern very clearly the difference between a stone and a jewel and then imbibes that. First of all, to discern the intention of each soul and to adjust accordingly. A holy swan never adopts an impure or ordinary attitude towards any soul. Always have pure intentions and pure feelings. When you know their intentions, you will never be influenced by anyone's ordinary or wasteful nature. Pure intentions and pure feelings you refer to as nature. If it is wasteful, it has to be changed. Bapdada is seeing to what extent you have become once with such a swan intellect, and similarly, to what extent you have a swan attitude, which means always to have an elevated and benevolent attitude towards each soul, while listening to and seeing the non-benevolent things of each soul, being able to transform that non-benevolence and a benevolent attitude is known as having a holy swan attitude. With your attitude of benevolence, you can also transform others. To be able to transform the non-benevolent attitude of others with your attitude of benevolence is the duty of a holy swan. In the same way, in your vision, always have a vision of pure and elevated love for every soul. No matter what the other person is like, you should always adopt a vision of spiritual soul conscious love for everyone. This is called having a holy swan vision. In the same way, in terms of words, you have already been told that bad words are a different matter. That has changed for Brahmins. But even to speak wasteful words is not called having a holy swan mouth. Even the mouth should be a holy swan mouth. Someone from whose mouth wasteful words never emerge is called one who has a swan mouth stage. So, a holy swan intellect, attitude, vision, and mouth, when these become pure, that is, elevated, the practical impact of a holy swan stage is visible. So, each one of you should check yourself. To what extent do you constantly walk and move along as a holy swan? Because there isn't a lot of time now for self-progress. Therefore, check and change yourself. The transformation of this time will enable you to claim a right to the golden world that is transformed for a long time. Bapdada gives you this signal earlier too. Do you all pay doubly underlined attention to the self? The reward of the elevated attainment you receive by paying attention for a short time is equivalent to what you would receive by paying attention over a long period. This is why this short time is very elevated and beautiful. It doesn't even require effort. The Father said something and you imbibed it. And by imbibing it, it automatically becomes practical. The duty of a holy swan is to imbibe. So, this is a gathering of such holy swans, is it not? You have become knowledgeful. You now understand very clearly what is wasteful and what is ordinary. After understanding something, it is automatically put into action. In any case, in ordinary language, you say, I have now understood it. Then you cannot stay without doing that. So, first of all, check what is ordinary and what is wasteful. You don't sometimes think that that which is wasteful or ordinary is elevated, do you? This is why the first and foremost thing is a holy swan intellect. In this, you automatically develop the power to discern. Time and thoughts are wasted when you don't recognize whether something is right or wrong. You consider wasteful and wrong things you do to be right, and this is how more time is wasted. It is wasteful, but you think that you are powerful and that your thinking is right, that whatever you say is right. Because of not having the power to discern in this, the power of the mind, the power of time, and the power of words are all lost. Then the burden of taking help from other people also increases. Reason? Because you have not become one with the holy swan intellect. Therefore, Bhagdada is once again giving all the holy swans this signal. Do not look at wrong as wrong. Do not think this one is wrong anyway, but think about how you can put right that which is wrong. This is known as having benevolent feelings. With your elevated feelings and pure wishes, you will gain victory in transforming your wasteful nature and the wasteful nature of others. Do you understand? First of all, become victorious over yourself and then victorious over others. Then you will be victorious over nature. The victory of these three will make you into a bead of the rosary of victory. The atmosphere, the vibrations, and physical matter are all included in nature. So, are you victorious over all three? On this basis, you will be able to see what your number in the rosary of victory will be. This is why it is called the Rosary of Victory, Vijayantimala. So, are all of you victorious? Acha. Today, it is the turn of those from Australia. Those from Australia also receive a chance from those of Madhuban to become golden chancellors because you have the specialty of giving everyone a chance by putting everyone in front of you. To place others in front of you and to give them a chance means to become a chancellor. Those who make the most of a chance and those who give a chance are both called chancellors. Bapdada always sees and speaks about the specialty of every child. In Australia, the Pandavas especially have received a chance to do service. It is the Pandavas who look after the majority of centers. The Shaktis have given the Pandavas a chance. Those who place others in the front always remain in the front themselves. This is also the generosity of the Shaktis. However, you Pandavas are moving forward in service by constantly considering yourselves to be instruments, are you not? In service, the feeling of being an instrument is the basis of success in service. Bap Dada says three words, which were the words spoken by Corporeal Baba at the end: incorporeal, voiceless, and egoless. By being an instrument, you automatically develop these three specialties. If there isn't the feeling of being an instrument, you cannot experience any of these three specialties. The feeling of being an instrument easily finishes all types of consciousness of I and mine. There is nothing of I or mine when I am an instrument. The upheaval in one stage is due to this one weakness. You have to make effort in service and also in your flying stage. To be an instrument means always to remember the one who has made you an instrument. So, you are constantly moving forward in expanding service by using this specialty, are you not? To have growth in service is a sign of success. You have now become very well experienced in having an unshakable and immovable stage. Do you understand? Australia means those who have something extra that others don't have. Australia doesn't have a variety, Gujaratis, etc. You have done a lot of work of charity begins at home. You have awakened your equals. Kumars and Kumaris are being benefited very well. In this life, each of you has to take an elevated decision for your own life. If you have created your own life, you become elevated for all time. You have been saved from climbing the wrong ladder. Bap Dada is pleased that each light is lighting another and that many lamps have been lit, and so a rosary of lights is being prepared. You have good zeal and enthusiasm. By keeping busy in service, there is good progress. Firstly, you were told of the feeling of being an instrument. Secondly, for those who are instruments in service, there is a special slogan for their self-progress and for service, and it is also a means of safety for them. Whatever we instrument souls do, others will see us and follow. This is because to be an instrument in service means to come onto a stage. Just as a performer pays so much attention when he comes on the stage, so to be an instrument for service means to perform a part on the stage. Everyone's vision is on the stage. When someone is a hero actor, everyone's vision is on that one a great deal more. Therefore, this slogan is a means of safety. Through this, you will naturally experience the flying stage. Whether you stay in a center or you stay anywhere else and do service, you are all servers. Some live at home and take their chance of doing service, and that too is being on the stage of service. You should not waste your time, but just spend time in service. A great deal is accumulated in the account of service. Those who do service with an honest heart accumulate very well in their account. Bap Dada has each child's account of service from the beginning to the end. It continues to accumulate automatically. Each and every account does not have to be kept individually. Those who keep accounts have many files. The Father doesn't have any physical files. Each one's register from the beginning to the end emerges in a second. There is automatic accumulation. Don't ever think, no one can see me, no one can understand me. Bap Dada has the account of what each one is, what he does, and in what stage he does it. Everything is accumulated. He doesn't have a file, but it is final. The Shaktis in Australia have shown very good courage in belonging to the Father, recognizing Him, and fulfilling the responsibility of love for the Father. The mistakes of fluctuation occur due to the place, the land, or are all due to the sanskars of past life. You go beyond this and move forward in the bondage of love. This is why Bap Dada congratulates the Shakti for their courage. One strength, one support is making you move forward. So the wings of both the courage of the Shaktis and the enthusiasm for service of the Pandavas have become strong. On the field of service, the Pandavas are also moving forward as Mahavirs. They are clever in going beyond fluctuations. This is everyone's image. Pandavas are shown as big, strong, tall, and broad because their stage is high and strong. This is why Pandavas are shown as tall and brave. Australians are also merciful to a greater extent. They become merciful for stumbling souls and are moving forward in service. They cannot live without doing service. Bap Dada is always pleased to see the children's specialty of moving forward. You are especially fortunate. Bap Dada is pleased seeing each child's zeal and enthusiasm. He sees how each one is moving forward with an elevated aim and will continue to do so. Bap Dada constantly just sees only the specialties. Each one is more loved than the next. You also see each other in this way, do you not? Whomsoever you see is more loved than the next, because those who have separated for 5,000 years meet again, and so they find them very lovely. The sign of loving the Father is that you will also love each Brahmin soul. To love every Brahmin means to love the Father. Only Brahmins will come into relationships with one another in the rosary. The Father will retire and watch. So always experience the sign of love from the Father. The Father has love for everyone, and so you too have love for everyone. Bapdada meeting groups. Do all of you consider yourselves to be special souls? You are special souls, instruments for a special task, and you have to show specialties. Let there always be this in your awareness. A special awareness makes ordinary awareness powerful. It also finishes that which is wasteful. Therefore, always remember this word, special. Your words are special. Your way of seeing is special. Your thinking is special, and your doing is special. By using the word special in every situation, you will automatically change, and with this awareness, there will easily be self-transformation and world transformation. Continue to add the word special to every situation. By doing this, you will attain your goal and destination of attaining such perfection. Do you always remain aware of the Father and the inheritance? With an elevated awareness, you have the experience of an elevated stage. The basis of your stage is your awareness. If your awareness is weak, your stage also becomes weak. Let your awareness always be powerful. The powerful awareness is I belong to the Father and the Father belongs to me. This awareness, your stage will remain powerful and you will also make others powerful. So let there always be special attention paid to your awareness. Let there always be a powerful awareness and a powerful stage through which powerful service automatically takes place. Let all three, your awareness, stage, and service, be powerful. Just as when you put on a switch, there is light, and when you put it off, it becomes dark. In the same way, awareness is also a switch. If the switch of your awareness is weak, then your stage is also weak. Let there always be attention paid to the switch of your awareness. It is through this that there is benefit for the self and everyone. You have a new birth, and so there should be new awareness. All the old awareness has now finished. Therefore, constantly continue to attain success through this method. Do all of you consider yourselves to be fortunate? To come to the land of blessings is great fortune. The fortune you have received is of reaching the land of blessings. But you can make this fortune as elevated as you want. The elevated directions are the pen with which to draw the line of your fortune. The more elevated you continue to make the line of your fortune elevated, the more elevated you will become. This elevated time is the only time out of the whole cycle to create your line of fortune. You have reached such a place at such a time. So, you are not those who become happy with just a little. When the bestower is giving, why should those who are receiving become tired? It is remembrance of only the Father that makes you elevated. To remember the Father means to become pure. You have a relationship for birth after birth, and so is the remembrance difficult? Simply remember Baba with love and with a relationship. Where there is love, it is not possible for you not to remember that one. In fact, even if you try to forget that one, you would still remember him. Acha, blessing. May you be a lighthouse and dispel darkness by having a direct connection with God's light. You children have a direct connection to God's light. Simply switch on the awareness of self-respect with a direct line and there will be light. No matter how thick the dark clouds that try to hide the sunshine may be, they too will disperse. Through this, you yourself will remain in the light and you will also become a lighthouse for others. Slogan: become fast in efforts for yourself and through your vibrations, the Maya of others will easily run away. Om Shanti.